Hey guys, it's Michael Levine. I wanted to try something a little different, and moving forward, if this works out well, I hope we can do more of this. I want to respond to a email that was sent to me, and I get a lot of messaging from people. A lot of people think that I have a valid opinion on stuff, so they want to hear what my opinion is on their situation. I actually have several people that I mentor. I get messages almost every day on Facebook and through my blog of people asking me advice, and it's pretty cool that people think I have the answers or care about what my opinion is on their situation. I think that's pretty cool. There's a lot of people who also write me, and not quite as much on a daily basis, but fairly regularly, telling me that I'm a insufferable dick. And so I get a bit of that too. Either way, when people write me, I generally respond to them unless they're super mean, and then I might just have a chuckle with them and maybe try to push them a little harder. Anyways, I wanted to respond to this one because I thought this was a good start, and moving forward after this, maybe if you're interested in me talking about your situation, you can fire me off an email at michaellevinehair@gmail.com or through my blog at michaellevinehair.com. And you can just message me that way, and I'd be happy to talk to you about what your situation is. So I'm going to read this one. This is from Andrea in Portland. I love your honesty and candor when you wrote this. I'll just skip all the nice stuff. Okay. I own a lease salon. 90% of the salons in the area are set up this way, and frankly, I get so frustrated with it because I, like you, have very high standards and have been in the industry for 20 years. I've always strived for the next level, working with some of the top artists of our time, and my passion for hairdressing runs deep. I effing hate running a lease salon, yet see every salon that is employee-based around me either closing or reducing their investment in training their staff over time because of the relentless work to try and stay open. As a booth rent salon, I have a better situation than most. My staff are very talented, get along, don't bitch too much, and do want that sense of team that is essential to survival. I don't have much room to whine, but it is so hard. On my end, this is what it looks like. A stylist comes to my salon full of beans, and they usually have a story, one that involves the last employer wrongdoing them in some way. They just want out. They want to have some freedom. I see that they have experience and a nice portfolio. Okay, maybe this will work out. I'm reading as Andrea here. But now here's the hard part. They still expect all the hand-holding that they were accustomed to. And here's now where she quotes the hairdressers. But you can't tell me what to do, what to wear, how to act, when to leave, when to show up. They say things like, who got the last new client? Why should I have to clean up? I should be able to wear a bra as a shirt. You're not the boss of me. By the way, can you talk to so-and-so for me? And can you deal with my client who's complaining? And can you teach me how to do X, Y, Z? Can I sit in on your classes that you teach your assistant? And can you help me formulate my color? I have a dream of opening a commission salon very soon. My goal is 2017. I'm great at what I do. My lease salon has been thriving since 2005 with a staff of 13 in a very nice area. I'm what most people would consider successful, yet I'd give it all up tomorrow to start over in a smaller space with staff that were doing things for the sake of honest intention and love of the craft and a standard of excellence that I aspire to. I thoroughly enjoy mentoring, yet I'm terrified. I'd love to chat with you. Okay. My question to you would be this. How can we stop cannibalizing our industry? How can we find a way to make this dichotomy cease to exist? I'm going to have to look up dichotomy. Maybe the first step is to get both sides of the equation to finally start putting their heads together. Super fantastic letter. And first of all, I just want to touch on a couple of things. A lot of people think that I'm very anti-booth rental salon, and I am absolutely not. I have so many very, very good friends who rent chairs, and I have some very good friends who own chair rental salons. I'm not anti-chair rental, and I absolutely understand why chair rental is so prevalent, particularly on the West Coast. And I know for me, when I was a young hairdresser, and, kind of a super busy hairdresser, well, I thought I was a super busy hairdresser. I wanted to be treated with a degree of independence. I wanted, now that I had kind of, crossed over and I wanted to be treated a little bit differently than the guys that were toiling away, and I respect that. I understand that feeling, and I went out and did my own thing. You know, I didn't go rent a chair. I went out and opened my own salon, but it was the same reasoning that people would go out and rent a chair. So for me, with my company, being that I fully understand why people want to go independent, I absolutely allow my senior staff and my master stylists a fair amount of freedom with what they do because they deserve it. They've earned it. And I also know, like, I would never bend over for my staff. You know, we certainly have rules and non-negotiables, but I absolutely am way more liberal with them. It doesn't mean I change certain rules, like, you know, my dress code is my dress code, and if they're working that day, they're working that day. You know, somebody might phone me and say, my first client canceled, do you mind if I come in an hour late? And I might absolutely allow that to happen. That sounds, oh, he's so giving, he lets them come in an hour late. But there are some salons that don't. That there are some salons that don't sort of see things. You know, you can't be super rigid just for the sake of being rigid, or you are going to lose your team. You have to find that fine line and balance. Anyways, I absolutely understand why booth rental exists, and there are amazing booth renters out there, and there's amazing booth rental salons out there. In fact, I was just in California last week, and I popped in at a really cool salon where a few friends of mine work that I had heard of, and I'd been to their website and I wanted to check it out. And you know, I walked into it. It's actually, I'll name it. It's called the Young American Salon. And I popped in because I have two friends that work there, and I just wanted to see these guys while I was in California. I was just in and out of California for a day or so doing a lecture. And you know, I walked in and I was like, this is a really cool place. This is the place was packed. Good vibe, brick walls, wood floors, just a good energy. It was, you know, everybody seemed really positive. And you got the feeling that they help each other with formulations. They're all just kind of cool people. And the two of my friends that work there, they're educators for a major national company. These are not just, I just want to go and do my clients and go home. These are good people who give back to the industry. So, booth rental and people who are passionate about the industry and pushing the industry and helping new talent and helping old talent become more successful. I mean, those two things are not mutually exclusive. You can absolutely have those things. I have another friend who I met in LA who owns a really, really amazing salon called Butterfly Loft, and it's all booth rental. And those guys are doing amazing, incredible things, and they've got an incredible team. And if certainly none of us know the inner workings of all of these salons, you could go talk to my staff, and they'd probably have a list of things to complain about, just like in any salon, booth rental or commission. So don't get so hung up on the commission booth rent thing. To answer your question, you can have both those things. If I was you, here's what I would do. You have 13 booth renters and you guys are doing really, really well. You have two options. I would start creating the salon of your dreams right now within the current salon that you have. There's no reason not to do it. Stop renting chairs to new people and just rent to your core team that you know that you've already listed all the good stuff. They all want to be a part of a team and they all care. Keep that core team. Have a meeting with these guys and say, guys, I want to grow this business into the type of company that we all want to be a part of. And you're still going to be your independent selves, but let's get together and kind of come up with a list of non-negotiables moving forward into the salon, because let's try to create a culture. You guys want it, I want it, and we're going to start trying to create this new culture. It doesn't mean that you're going to start laying down the law on your renters, because you know you're going to lose your renters. But if you get them to become involved in the process of how they can make your salon environment a better place. Most people don't understand this, but if you empower people to have choice and input in policy and decision making, you will be surprised how much people want that salon environment to be a much, much better place. And they will get involved and they will do things. So what I would do, have that meeting and then start developing new talent. Start bringing in new apprentices from hairdressing schools. Become the go-to place in your city. Maybe it might mean that you have to expand your space. Maybe take over whatever the space is next door. You know, you're going to have to take a financial hit here for a little while, but that's cool. I mean, anytime I want to do something that is a labor of love, I take a personal financial hit on it all the time. We always do this. Let's face it, we're not in salon ownership purely for money. We're in here because we want to give back. There's an ego stroke. We get to put our name on the door. There's lots of reasons that we open salons, and money is not the primary one, or at least after you've been at it for a while, you realize that it's not. You better find another reason for doing it, or else you go do something else. Anyway, so start building that team and develop that talent and give them a chair and hold their hand and make them an employee or a commission stylist or maybe salaried stylist, whatever it is you want to do for that first 3 years or something like that until they hit a financial goal. Whether I'm just going to throw arbitrary numbers out, but say once they start hitting 6,000 a month, then you say, okay, as soon as you hit 6,000 a month, then you get to go booth rental, and here's what your rate's going to be. Or maybe it's higher, I don't know. But anyways, that's what I would do, and start building your culture that way. And the thing is, these guys have grown, come straight out of hairdressing school and grown in your business under your guidance in your environment. And they're going to further your culture. It's not like they're going to say, woohoo, now I'm rental. I'm not going to do any of the things that I did for the previous 3 years, and now I'm never going to lift another finger to help further this company. They absolutely will, because just because their pay structure is different and they have a little more leeway with when they come and go, doesn't mean they're all of a sudden going to not care about the environment anymore. And this is what I would do, is start growing your business this way. And who knows? I mean, it may be that you keep it as rental. Maybe you start displacing the renters if it's going really, really well with employees. I don't know, but that's 3 to 5 years away. But that's what I would do, is start building the salon of your dreams now. You've already got the core of this business of really, really great renters. Stop bringing in renters that aren't going to buy into your culture. As soon as you've got that renter that says, oh, by the way, can you do this and this for me, but don't tell me what to do and let me wear my bra as a shirt, get rid of that person. Just finish their lease, get rid of them. You're going to use that chair for one of your new future talent anyways. And as I said, you're going to take a small financial hit. There's always a little bit of uproar when there's a bit of change going on, but that's what I would do, is start building the salon of your dreams right now in that space or in a new space that's even larger. And you can do it. And you'll be really, really surprised that your team comes together. Maybe you allow the new talent to assist for one of these renters for a day as part of their training. And it's like, hey, guess what? You're going to get a free assistant for the day. Amazing. They're going to be thrilled. They don't have to do their shampoos or their rough dries or something like that, or take colors down. Incredible. They'll be totally happy. You can build that culture right now. Rental, commission, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the pay structure is. Start building the salon of your dreams right now. So that's my first response to an email sent to me. And if you liked the vibe of this, and if you have something interesting to write me, I can't say that I'm going to respond to everything. I've got a ton of backlog of stuff that people have written me that I can dig up if none of you want to send me anything good. But if you want to send me something, send something to michaellevinehair@gmail.com or michaellevinehair.com through my blog. And don't put me on any weird mailing lists, please. I already have enough of that stuff in my inbox. Anyways, have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed this one.
Don't you go and cut your hair? Do you think it's gonna make him change? I'm just a